Welcome, everybody. My name is Aida. Welcome to the Cosmic Ruh Podcast. We're going to have another mind-expanding episode, and today we're diving into the realms of suppressed memories, multidimensional experiences, and spiritual transformation. Joining us is the incredible Christy Campbell, also known as CC33, a psychic intuitive medium and Karuna Reiki Master with profound experiences in the Montauk Project, MILAB programs, and enigmatic 20 and back secret space program. Christy has spent years unraveling hidden truths, reclaiming lost memories, and harnessing the power of light language, channeling for healing and activation. Today, she'll not only share her journey, but also conduct a special intuitive reading for me, the host, Aida Farhad, offering deeper insights into my own experiences with SSP and MILAB programs. We're also honored to have back Brian Singh, whose knowledge and perspective will add even more depth to this fascinating discussion. From past life recall to energy healing, Christy's unique artistry in creating transformational tarot decks. This unique artistry is this episode promises to be an eye-opening exploration into unseen forces shaping our reality. So sit back, open your mind, and get ready to embark on a journey beyond the veil. Thank you for joining me at Cosmic Ruh. I know I got a little tongue-tied. That was a lot, but I just wanted to introduce you properly. Chrissy, I am impressed with your credentials and your gifts. I've followed you and watched some of the shows that you've been a guest on, and we'll give a shout out to Typical Skeptic and others. So do you want to share a little bit more about yourself, and then we can move into having a more open discussion?
I can start like with the Karuna Reiki and how I began opening up to the new to new avenues of thinking, more or less with the Karuna Reiki. So I took the Reiki 1 all the way to the Karuna Reiki Master, and that ended in 2013. So after she had given me the fire serpent symbol, is what it's called, it kind of activated my Kundalini awakening during that time. So it kind of stirs up the root chakra and then goes up all of the chakras, and then it kind of awakens everything up in your body and then your mind to higher dimensional realities. And so using the symbols that she gave during the Karuna Reiki Master class, those are for like the halu. I write it on my hands too, because it's more for healing the unconscious patterns. I wrote it down here too, so you could kind of see those symbols. They do deep healing as far as heals unconscious patterns, shadow self, sexual, physical trauma abuse, in multiple other realities or this. So taking that Karuna Reiki class, it helped me to see in these other realities and heal this the programs, the sexual abuse that happened in these other realities, that I'm able to see through taking the Karuna Reiki master class. Because I remember taking just the Reiki and I didn't see all that yet. It's taking the whole thing before you're able to. And then there's another symbol is for healing like past life issues and childhood abuse, and this is other realities, or this, either way, but it goes to the very core of where your trauma started and can go in, and you are able to look at it and heal it. So this is how it began for me in 2013, is it started opening up for me, and I was looking for, or maybe guided to more to these videos and stuff of hearing people talk. I'm like, this, like Kathy O'Brien and all that those things like shocked me, and so I was like, what's going on, and then so I just took like the week or so to really sit with that, and that really hit me the hardest, that Kathy O'Brien, her talking about George Bush Sr., and I just wondered what in the world. And then watching some of the Cosmic Disclosure, I really resonated with what they were saying, like with Randy Kramer, and Emery Smith. So I just kind of did a little bit at a time with all the stuff. And then with the light language, it started because I was watching more videos on, like, I just was interested in how she was talking, saying it, like, this feels familiar, I want to, how is she saying all this? It was Vanessa Lamorte, I was watching her, and then she was writing it too. So I was looking up all these, how the people are, what are they writing, So I just started kind of studying it and feeling it, how to activate it within myself too. And so then I just started writing my own way, and I would ask my guides and my ET guides and all that, my galactic family, for downloads to help me to, like, infuse me with the information so I'm able to write the energy out, to share it, to help people wake up. So that was my intention with this light language, and to draw them too. So I just started drawing. I would look at other ETs too that people were drawing.
Christy, can you show us some of your drawings, because you have quite an extensive portfolio with a lot of
Yeah, see, like, this is just one folder,
the sheet, exactly. And you've got the ET, your ET family there, and the light language, and
yeah, I'll show you one that's kind of different here. This is more like,
okay, so for this example, for example, we've got what looks like a tall gray or mantis type being on the left, and then you've got the gray beings on what looks like some kind of maybe transporter device, and then you've got like Lyran cat beings, and then you've got like kind of like light language schematics and symbols above him. Yeah. And can you interpret this for us?
That's their language that they're sharing. So they don't ever really, I just draw the beings and then write that language out. So it's their own vibration or frequency they're wanting to share. So I just feel the energy more.
I just need to say this real quick. Your work is really exceptional, Christy.
Oh, thank you.
Know
thank you.
I mean, I know a lot of artists are kind of humble and don't really see, I'm not saying that that's the case with you, but your work is definitely impressive.
Thank you. Yeah.
I can imagine that a lot of people may reach out for illustration. You could get some work. I mean,
yeah, I can do it on spot, like if they need it, like, like this little girl, she's like.
Well, tell us about her, Christy.
So sometimes when I'm drawing her, then I just, like, right now when I'm talking about her, then she's activated because we're activating her, looking at her, So she seems kind of like an Orion. And then this would be her languages too, that she's communicating to us with these codes, or because the codes is what she's communicating to the people, because those codes is what maybe that activates people, because
yeah, they almost look like sigils, some of them.
Yeah, some of them are like that.
Like that one looks runic right there.
Yeah. So see how go ahead.
Can I just show something real quick? I don't know if you remember, several months ago, or no, it's probably last year, maybe even 2 years ago. Do you remember? You did these for me. Oh boy, let me turn this thing off so I can show it. Hold on.
I forget too what I draw,
I need to show these, because this is
Ida, just hold it next to your face, Ida. And just hold it next to your face, Ida, and the screen won't black it out. There you go.
Oh, okay. It's on your phone.
Well, you're not able to see them though.
You have to click on it so we can see.
Well, there's one of them she did for me.
Oh, okay.
This was,
yeah. It's kind of the same, huh? It's like I'm drawing, but I draw them so fast it comes out like a channel thing, and so it could be, you could tell me to draw this for you or draw, and I won't remember, because I kind of like do it. Like these are more of when I'm in a zone of wanting to draw it out too, because I won't always be in the zone to do it, just like if you feel like doing your artwork and stuff, and then some days you don't, so it's kind of like an activation. Is it like you're getting
downloads? Is it like you're getting downloads?
Yeah,
it won't let me do it.
It's like,
it's okay, Ida. It's just one piece. She's got a million.
Yeah. it's
Yep.
it's like
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. Okay.
it's
Okay. They're pretty amazing. But anyway.
yeah. No, it's like when I have the when I'm it's like I'm guided to do it like a automatic writing almost in that way how you would describe it to be more, because it just comes out and I can fill up a whole book or note cards, in one setting. It just comes out, and then some days I don't get anything. I'm just you can feel it just like clothes, and I just try to draw a doodle, and then there's just nothing coming
Christy,
out.
I want to make a connection here. On the one hand, you're a survivor of MK Ultra, the Mothers of Darkness Castle, mind control, altars, and splitting, the Montauk Project. There are multiple people in our community who they remember you at Montauk or Camp Hero at Project Phoenix, and you remember them. I'm talking about like Arcane Ra, Rocco Fowler, Joseph Spencer, Joseph Powell, and I'm not sure if James Rink may have recall of you, Chastity Campbell, Steve Shear, and then on the other hand, you've got more positive galactic family sharing information with you. And what it seems like is that a lot of the star seeds, who are here to help make the world a better place and to anchor in the light and elevate humanity, all of us as a species as a whole, have also been selectively targeted to be brought into these programs, and instead of being able to serve the light, being used and exploited. And so has your starseed family ever spoken to you more directly, given you perspective on that? Because your Mothers of Darkness experiences, your Montauk experiences, I mean, they're harrowing and they're unpleasant, to say the least. And not to, and that includes things like ritual abuse and all this stuff. So
So I would look at it like I came in here with this mission to my starseed, activation, do my artwork, share, because I'm creative in that way, always drawing and stuff, and my light. Okay, so this is me in this vessel, and then with these other clone aspects and these other darkness realities, this is when I would have been taken out of this reality. My light was recognized when I came in here, so it's taken out and put into these, my consciousness is cloned into these bodies, put into these bodies.
So the program saw you here as a being of light, and then they abducted you, and using their cloning and soul scalping transfer technology, they take your bright light and then basically cut it up and divide it out into these other vessels. And then they basically run those vessels by exploiting your light energy.
Yes, and I do believe a lot of people don't realize or wake up to that, because
well said, Brian. That was well put. Yep.
Yeah, I only wake up to it because of the Karuna Reiki.
That activated you.
Yes.
But by doing that level of Reiki practice and healing, your instructor and yourself
open my doors.
Kundalini chakra awakening.
Yes. Right. To the hidden, to the shadow world,
which then opens you up and activates you, and then helps you recall things that you wouldn't normally do.
100%. 100%, because I was not awakened before that 2013. I was searching for more of my intuitive abilities, my mediumship, and it wasn't opening up for me, nothing. So after the Reiki, it opened up, and I was able to be open to heal probably all of this. I'm guessing this is my mission, that I was supposed to do all this and wake up and help people to see, that this is happening. So because not everybody can see that. They're like, I'm blocked off, but most people are blocked off, from seeing it all, but through sharing images or light language in a way too, that can help activate in a way some memories of other things, and then or showing artwork with ETs, or sharing the Mothers of Darkness, or any information in that way, that can help people say, oh my God, why am I crying now? Or why I'm resonating with that? I feel like I've been there before. I've seen that, that tunnel. And so start going with that if you feel like it, if you want to. It's not for everybody, because it's a dark shadow path, you know, but the shadow self is not a fun journey to go and explore, you know. That isn't. So a lot of people just keep the door closed. They don't want to look at that aspect of all these aspects, because it's many realities. You've been ET, you've been many things, you know, and still are experiencing these aspects. So, you know, I
Well,
mean,
Christy,
yeah.
in terms of exploration, you yourself, you do sessions and consults with people where you're able to clairvoyantly view and dial in. So someone's talking about an experience that may have happened to them in the past. Are you able to, on a more psychic level, tune in and visualize? Are you getting images in your third eye, or what can you
Yeah,
describe what's it looks
because
like for
it's
you?
in their auric field, you know, that with the Reiki, you're scanning their
Actually, I
person.
don't know.
Okay. Well, so
People
with
tell me I live
Reiki,
vicariously through you and Jaden and all the others who do have
yeah.
their vision activated.
Okay, so like if you was getting a Reiki session, and maybe like you should get one, where you go and physically lay down, and then the Reiki
Mhm.
practitioner they scan over your body wherever you have dense energy. Okay, so then in your auric field though, you're gonna hold these images of things or patterns or whatever it is. But as you go on with the Karuna Reiki, then you can see interdimensionally more. You know, you just start seeing more things, and as I heal, then I'm able to recognize it in others too, you know, like that. I recognize that matches, you know, that matches this. So like, so it's just kind of like it's like calibrating, you know, these things too within others. Like this pattern, this is, they have the same. I've seen them, you know, they look familiar to me. I've
So
seen
you
them
might
there.
see like breaks in people's auric field where they're
Yeah.
holding traumas, and then you can look into the
Mm.
break in the field and you'll see, oh, that's when their dad spanked them really bad, or they fell off
Oh.
their bike, or and that sort of
It's,
thing.
well, for me, like with Ida, then you know, I can see her in these realities with me. She matches that frequency. It's a frequency that I pick up on. You know, it's not like little things like that. It's a frequency that I'm looking for, because I'm tuned into this secret space, the super soldier, the all this, the darker stuff. You know, when I'm
So
doing the
when you do a
reading.
session with Ida and she says, Christy, can you tune into my time in the programs? Then you're kind of like quantum
Yeah,
entangling with that and starting to get
yeah,
images
you
of
can,
that.
if you kind of have an idea of what to look for, you know, like a remote viewer, you kind of have to have like a target too. That helps me to say, like, have you seen me? If somebody says, have you seen me in the programs? I'm like, which one? You know,
Okay,
I
right.
have no
Wait,
idea,
be a little bit
you
more
know?
specific.
Yeah, so it's like, I've, you know, if you can kind of tell me a bit about the story, or some people come and they don't know anything. They're just like, I have no idea. I'm just waking up. So this is why I kind of do these cards, because some of them are basic, you know, and I put it in a way that's not harsh and mean or anything, you know, like that, because I don't want to shatter something in them. I want them to kind of see it slowly and wake up about it, and then maybe take a Reiki class or some healing class or something that will help them to kind of activate a little, keep on going with it, you know. Don't just let, because they come and they're looking for answers, you know. So yeah. But yeah, with Ida, you know, I've talked to her before. I've talked to you before, Ida, and then so like she told me about, and I have to rehear it too, though. If you, when you tell me, then I can also see it in your mind. You'll tell me what all, you know, the picture you show, you describe it, you say it almost telepathically to me, you know, and I pick up on that frequency too, and I can see it. So that's how I know people are in the program or not, or they're telling the truth in a way too, or they, you know, or even if they're like on a show and they're saying they did all this and that, and then they're not showing nothing in their mind, it's just like a blank screen, then I'm like, they're just like telling a story or something of something of someone else, you know. So
Well,
if it's
let
your
me ask
own.
you this. Let me ask this, Christy. I
Yeah,
recently
I
did.
appreciate that statement, Brian. Hold on, Brian.
Yeah.
Let me say comment for a moment, if you don't mind. I appreciate what you just said, because it's my personal perspective from observing for many years and being involved in at various degrees of the awakening community and talking to many people. A lot of the people that I hold in great high esteem and high regard are people that I know are the real deal. I've seen where people come forward and there's a lot of sensationalizing or potentially, I don't know if I want to call it mind control, these grandiose ideas in their mind of what they believe the secret space program or these MILAB projects and programs, what they are. And as you said, there are many programs. I mean, thousands, and we're not talking hundreds. So, and it can very easily become convoluted. That's why I often say to people, you have to be mindful of who you're getting readings from. And most importantly, you take what they share with you. You got to sit with yourself. You got to do the inside work. You got to do the healing. Nobody can heal you. We have to make the choice to heal. We can allow people to open up and be conduits for our healing to help guide us and make these kinds of transformations within ourselves. And sometimes they're huge and sometimes they're just small pockets of information that really help us to let go of, say, a hook or something attached to us or a pattern that we have, behaviors, so that we can heal it, see it, heal it, and move from it. But anyways, Brian, please go ahead. What was it you wanted to share with us or with Christy?
Well, I was going to say, for example, I recently did 2 sessions with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco of the ACIO, Advanced Contact Intelligence Organization. And apparently they have the ACIO, they have files on many of us who were in any of the programs because the ACIO is somehow attached to the secret space programs. And, I'd love to see if I could, pay you to do a consult where you watch the first session I did with them and then see if you could tune into that and then you give me any feedback. And if you can get any more information on top of what they're providing me for the files, I think that'd be helpful. But that is a great capability to have.
Yeah, when I met with Peter the Insider in 2013, I think it was, or 14, it was a long time ago when I first did my first interview that I ever did with James Rink. And Peter told me I can't remember if the number was over 150,000 files on me or 250, but I'm thinking it was 150,000 files on me. And I also spoke with the lady that Penny Bradley recommended I contact, and she was amazing. Her name, it was an older Black woman. I forgot her name, but she worked in the government and was
Doris Neely. Doris Neely, she's a CIA. She's a retired CIA archivist. She's read many people's files in the programs. She has a son who was arrested as part of the whole J6 debacle. They ensnared him. But shortly after
she went, Brian.
Yeah, well, shortly after she went public and began to speak with everyone like Penny Bradley about their files, her house literally burned down and all the files with it. But thankfully, she and her son were okay.
So they're physical files that they have, or is it just etheric?
With ACIO, I don't know what format that Peter, the Insider, is accessing the ACIO files, but Doris Neely, she apparently had some sort of backups of CIA files that she had at her house.
That would make sense why her house burned down then, because she probably wasn't supposed to be giving the information out, like in that way. So
at the point
when I spoke with her, she was in some type of I don't know if it was a nursing home or some type of, but we talked a few times.
Yeah.
And she called, I talked to her and then she said, I'll get back to you. I'm going to call you. I'll call you. And she sure did. She called me, I don't know, like a week or 2 weeks later. And shared some pretty fascinating information with me. But she told me, Aida, you just keep going forward. Don't look back. You've gone through a whole lot. Yes, I have it. I have the record. I recorded it.
Yeah.
My conversation with her.
Yeah. Good. That's good.
And so it was like she was reluctant to share certain things with me, but she gave me enough to say, you've made it through this and keep moving forward, continue moving forward and don't look back. which has been a difficult thing for me, Christy, because there's one particular thing, which is what I'll probably ask you to help me with today, is being sacrificed. That was the biggest thing. And now Dr. Mir has said to me, Ida, you know, nobody made you do anything. You did it. You chose it. And
like as a goddess or something, or what?
I'm sorry.
Like as a goddess or something, like a sacrificial goddess.
No. Well, I know the soul I behold. I know the DNA I have. I know the soul I behold. I know who I'm connected to. And it's
it cuts out
by people that are capable of confirming it. I'll say that. But before I ever told anybody, people were literally watching me on videos and making comments to people saying the reason she's being targeted is because of who she is. And it's not who I am, because who I am right now is Ida. Yeah. I'm not my past lives. Not the right. And I think there's a big ego thing with that, with people. And I got trapped in that for a bit myself, right? Part of it was that the idea of this character of who I know, the soul, my past life, the idea of the character that was given is not really who she was in that lifetime. There was a lot more darkness and a lot more, but we're only given the fluffy, you know, we're only given the stories that serve the status quo and the agenda of mind control, religious mind control. Let me just say that. Mind control, and so much has been rewritten and so forth. So when someone like myself comes forward and says, wait a minute, guys, that's not the way it was, I have memory. It's very uncomfortable because people get fixed on a certain narrative or idea of who and what they think these deities or characters or whatever you want to call it, because none of the names are the real names in the Bible of these beings. And I know that for sure. So anyways, but it was said by one of James Reek's friends, called him and said the reason she's being targeted is because of who she is. And I'll tell you, Kirsty, I had energy weapons being used on me. They tried to blow my heart up. I flew up out of my bed screaming my brother's name. I don't know why. I was told that that I have a brother in, I actually have it right here, that was in the Silver League fleet. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know anyone that's in it. So
144, I'm looking at. So we're in divine timing right now. Yes. So, but let me I'll pull it up real quick and then I'll share some information with you. And then if you'd like, we can move forward with the reading.
Me to pull some cards for you while we're talking then? Sure. I'll be pulling some cards.
Okay.
And, I'll just do Ida though, Brian, okay? Because then we'll just, so it's not confused, you know? Yeah, keep talking though, and I'll just pull cards while you're talking.
Okay, so so it's my understanding. I'll just share this with you, and then you can. I know that I'm Pleiadian. I mean, that was the first information that was given to me when I had my full-blown Kundalini activation. From the cancellation of Taurus, the planet Pleione, gender female, physical description brunette, blue eyes, about 7 foot tall. That's my Pleiadian self. I have four of you. Wait, family members 4. You have a brother is a pilot member of the Silver Fleet. Cosmic job description, genetics, healing chambers, which I'm not surprised because of the work I'm doing now on this 3D, which is it's helping many people. And I felt absolutely pulled to that work. Earth mission and purpose. I'm considered a wanderer to heal and guide. My cosmic name is Mule, M-U-L. And there's something very interesting with that, considering the star or the planet or the star system. There's something with mu, I think. So and Dr. Mir told me before Lyra, before Pleiades, I come from the darkness. I come from the what's it called? Oh boy, I can't think of the name. Not the abyss. I come from like the original creation. And then current vibrational state is 4D, and I know I operate in 4D, and I oscillate. I can go up, not as often or as easily as I used to be able to, but I still can. And I have 8 reincarnations on planet, so I have only been here 8 times, and 4 of those lifetimes I know of. You are also Lyran from the planet Shilaya. Anyway, so
I haven't heard of that one. Shilaya. Lyran from Shilaya, the star system, or the star Shilaya. Do you remember what you would have looked like then as a Lyran? I mean, tuning in, not for the reading, but just your own, what you're drawn to as a Lyran. You know, like, is it the tiger? Is it a blue? Is it a, kind of describe what you're drawn to when people say a Lyran? I know y'all are both Leos.
We are both Leos, and I think Brian and I, considering I'm in the feminine aspect and he's in the masculine aspect, although we have both those polar energies, we realize that. I think we complement one another well when it comes to the conference and being able to work well together. I tell him all the time, I'm very grateful to work with him. Brian's super genius and knows a lot of things, and I learn a great deal from him. So thank you, Brian.
Yeah. And y'all don't end up you're bossy. Y'all both bossy. Leos are bossy, in their own way. So you both can understand that, like not offended by that, like
I'm not offended.
Yeah. In a respectful way, bossy, not like not like shut up. No. Just
no,
like
I would never,
Yeah.
And
I remember when you was saying you was Aquarius too.
People, but I think people take confidence as ego, and it's not. It's just Leos are very loyal, kind, and loving people.
Yeah.
Although the males are very different than the females. They're much more intellectual. Where the females, I know this from my own intuitive and energy expression. The feminine, if they're in their divine feminine as opposed to their darker feminine, they operate from a very loving and nurturing place. I know that. But fire is masculine. So while I'm in a feminine body, I am a Leo sign. I know I honor my masculine. I appreciate it. And I honor my nurturing, loving part of me too. People take me as have a difficult time because I'm so direct and just straightforward. And people have a hard time, and I don't even know if I want to use the word truth, but real, genuine, authentic expression, people have a difficult time with. Yeah. It's too much coming at them, and they get defensive and think that I never have the intention to be hurtful or harmful to anybody.
And remember, you talked about
authentic with me too. I don't want people sugarcoating anything or making anything. I don't learn that way. Right?
I know.
So if people come at me like that, or they're love bombing, or I just know that
you don't like that.
I don't care for it. I don't like them. I just see through it. I don't care for it. Yeah.
So remember, you had told me I think is it your moon sign that's Aquarius?
Yes, ma'am. I did. Yeah, that's interesting. You remember that, Christy?
Yeah. No, I remember Aquarius.
Like a year ago. Yeah.
No, Aquarius is just how you it's your emotion. Your moon sign is your emotion. And Aquarius, they don't operate emotionally, they operate intellect through their air sign. So how you communicate, how you talk is like an Aquarius, how you're direct, how you like things direct to you. You wouldn't like a big sappy person coming, you'd be like, oh my, like this is too much to deal with, like, can somebody else help me to handle this because it's too much, so I don't know what your moon sign is, Brian. Do you know what it is? Because you're more chill.
I think it's Virgo. I forget.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would that's say Earth and very grounded, so that doesn't surprise me very at all,
calm.
Brian.
It calms you down, calms the Leo. But hers is like air. It fuels your fire, so you're just like, yeah, let's go, so you're more cheerleader,
And I'm a Leo sun with the Aquarius rising and moon. The day I was born on August 7th, 1968, Kirsty, it was a full moon in Aquarius. I was born on the day of the full moon in Aquarius.
That's cool. See, so you really
people
are
like,
Aquarian.
You're too much. No, it's just it's my energy. I don't and people say, okay, all you gotta do is let me know and I'll pull back. Like if I'm being too
No.
like
but then you can't be your true self though, because Aquarians they
don't. Well, people try to shut me down all the time.
Yeah, because Aquarians are like ahead.
I was going to ask, what was the card that you pulled?
I pulled a few though. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to hear.
Okay, let's go. All right. So this is like a power symbol. So these,
I love that.
Yeah. You might look at these later too, just to see, how they affect or anything like that. So, and if anytime
would
any
you
of
be
them
able to take a picture
of
that?
I will.
Okay.
And so the praying mantis, these seem more just like maybe a hybrid on a ship of some sort, like a galactic ship, and then that would be like their language introducing themselves to you. And then are you Ghost Whisper? Do you like that movie, like that TV series? Are you a medium? Because I can see that you would have that ability to hear or feel or see some.
I definitely have those abilities. Yes.
Yeah. And then another mantis. Am I yelling?
No,
you're
fine.
So,
well, I find it interesting that you pulled two mantises, which I do believe were part of my abduction. I believe they were part of my actually the MILAB abductions. But anyways, go ahead.
I think with the mantis that because I have a spirit guide that's a praying mantis too. So I think through that mantis is a different one than the abduction. But I think through their energy, they try to, through me, help others with healing with that, in a way. So the best way that they can, at least, some people don't.
Oh, absolutely. Dogs love
you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Saint Germain, are you connected with, you might look at him and see who that is. And if you resonate with the frequency of Saint Germain.
I'm familiar with Saint Germain, and I know of one of my past lives that was actually working with Saint Germain. So,
okay, that's it.
I'm aware of. I have very little information on that, but I have come across it. Yeah,
and some light language. Just kind of gives like a rollover, like it just rolled through me, like it. And each time when
tingling in my hands when I put my hands up to that.
Cool. That's
cool. I literally felt tingling.
Yeah. That's because when I'm doing this, then the Reiki is infused into the artwork and the symbols as well, so you can feel the energy. So this is like I don't know. I thought it just some form of I don't know.
That looks like Anunnaki.
I thought that. I didn't know quite yet.
Yeah, I feel Anunnaki when I look at that picture.
Yeah, probably from Sirius B. That's what I thought just then.
Potentially, yes.
Starseed mission. So your starseed mission. You have a mission here. Then what's it say? You teach love, serve humanity and Earth. That's what the starseed mission. Yeah.
Yes.
Some more light codes here. It might be the other way, but what's it feel like to you? It's like an equalizer or something.
This isn't as when I put my hands up to it, it's not as I don't feel it. It feels more dull than the last one you put up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know if dull is the right word. It's just not as powerful or potent.
Right. Just go with whatever you're feeling on that. Yeah. Go on a vision quest.
I am. We're getting ready to go to set boundaries. Thank you.
Set boundaries.
I know I have a hard time with that. I'm getting better though. I am. I mean, now that feels powerful. Yeah. I really like that.
Feels like it's shot off.
Powerful, yeah. Healing your trauma.
through talking about it, sharing, doing these videos, doing conferences, you're working through it, you know, by helping others, and then you help
Yes.
yourself as well. Also, tiger's eye. Do you have a tiger's eye stone? That's good for
I don't have
protection
a
and
tiger's
grounding.
eye, but I'll have to get. No, but that's one that I've always said I wanted to get, and I haven't got. I've got tons of crystals, but I don't have a tiger's eye.
Yeah, it's like this
I would love
here,
to
you
have.
know,
Yeah,
tiger's eye,
that's gorgeous.
and that helps with grounding and protection, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have the hawk. It's a hawk medicine. It's a messenger. The hawks. So, do you see hawks when you're out?
I have, of course, I see
Mm-hmm.
hawks. Yeah, I'm a nature. I love taking pictures of birds and the sun through the trees, water. And I see all kinds of. I communicate with nature.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Yeah,
With animals
I do.
and stuff, like an animal
I do.
communication, or you use the animal spirit or medicine, however. And you probably do you look up the meaning of things too, just to see what
I
a
sure
dragonfly? Yeah, and you
I
use that, so
do.
that's good.
And they actually do happen and play out in my life. Sometimes
That's good.
immediate, and sometimes it's later, and then I'll remember.
Yeah.
But I definitely always thank them for their presence, because there's
Very good.
always a message. I
Mhm.
mean, I was getting frogs on my front porch for a while, and then I
Oh.
ended up doing Cambo, because I realized that the frog spirit was really speaking to me, that it was time.
Yeah.
And Cambo is wonderful for peptides and clearing your chakras, and it's an amazing. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I'm hoping
What is
to
it
bring
again?
somebody.
What is
Cambo.
Cambo? Okay.
Cambo. It comes from so they burn little burns in your skin, just like a layer or two. It's not anything. And then they put the medicine in the burns. And the lady, the practitioner, the medicine woman that came, said, hold this, put it to your heart, and tell me how many passes you, right? Because they do up to 3. And I said 2. And she said, okay, Ida, well, we're going to try for 3, but right? And I knew it was 2 for me. And damn, if she put the first one in, I was doing okay. I was like, okay, I'm ready for the second. She put that second one in within 2 minutes. I just flew up. I don't feel good enough. Because it's just all the peptides, all the just came through my body, and I just purged. You fast, and then you drink a lot of water and fast, and then you just purge all this stuff. And I'll tell you, it was quite transformational for me, for sure. I'm hoping to bring her. Brian and I have discussed, and we're going to revisit that soon. But if I can get her to come, we'll have some, not during the conference, but maybe like in the evenings or early mornings, have some, people that are interested, wanting to have some sessions for clearing and so forth. We'll see if we can get her. I'm not sure. She's in school right now. So, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is another, I have a few more
that
here.
Seems that just looking at it, and my feeling is definitely gray. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. A gray being.
Oh, the blue heron totem, like the
Totem.
Totem.
What's a blue heron? Is a bird, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you might look up what the meaning of that is, and I think it's seeing through the illusion. I think it's illusion, seeing through the illusion of things. You see through the illusion.
I'm pretty good at seeing through illusions, but people don't necessarily like that I call things as they are, and then they find that to see that it is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that to be boastful. It's just I see. All I got to do is be in somebody's field for a couple minutes, and I can completely pick up on.
Yeah, and Aquarians, they're ahead of time.
I don't give it a lot of my energy unless it's somebody I know that I'm going to have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just you get to a point where life is meant to be fun, explorative, healing. We're meant to have some challenges, some initiations to go through in order for expansion to become learned and grow and expand. And there's a lot of spiritual bypassing in our community. And I'm not going to, I just see it.
Right.
Not that it's my place to go let everybody know who's spiritual bypassing. It's not my business.
Right.
Now, if they're going to be in my life or in my field and I have to, not have to, but I choose to engage and deal with them, then I'm going to be loving and nurturing through it. But I would encourage some real growth to be done, because I'm here to grow. I'm not here to sit on my ass and not learn some things. You know, people think you have to go in textbooks and university and this and that. True intelligence comes from the heart, not from the brain.
Yeah, that's
right.
I mean,
Our heart intelligence. We have brain matter on our heart and our gut. For those of you that are listening, and this is just like a computer input output. True intelligence comes from the heart, and you have to have your heart and your mind connected and in balance in order to be in a neutral position to truly pierce through.
Yeah, I can agree with
of
that.
duality. We live in a dualistic reality, but in order for us to see from a higher perspective, first off, judgment is something that even we are all challenged with it. Anybody that says they don't judge is not speaking truth. Everybody does it. But the goal is to do less of it, right? To do less of it and to really honor and respect people right where they're at. But also with some healthy boundaries. It's needed.
Yeah, that you won't put up with any kind of negative talk or negative things. You're not going to put up with it. You don't want to just sit and listen to that all day long.
Christy, somebody could be very direct with me and tell me, Brian's direct with me all the time. I don't get, my ego doesn't get involved. I say, thank you, Brian. I might not like always what he says, and I might get a little defensive with him, but always in retrospect. And it's only because I respect and honor Brian.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get to have that kind of engagement with me, because I know when somebody's coming from their own ego and their own bullshit, and I'm not engaging. I'll walk away.
Yeah. Well, because you, like, as an Aquarian, you won't put up with it at all. Like your Aquarian energy, you just won't even. You can't tell an Aquarian to sit down and shut up. Then you're just gonna have a problem right then. They're not gonna. They're gonna have a problem. You're gonna be like,
Leo too.
Leo, yes.
Now that I know that Brian has Virgo in his moon, I understand his. I'm sorry.
Well, he's because the Aquarian, they don't do that. They'll rebel right back. They're like, I'm not gonna shut up. Like whatever. But a Leo would be like, same thing too.
I will if I. If I'm just being shut down because what I'm saying is something that you feel is not valuable or helpful. I'm going to have an issue with that, right? But if I realize that I'm over dominating a conversation and I'm able to just say, okay, I'll fall back for a minute. I'm willing to listen. But I'm glad that Brian shared that he is Virgo moon. If that's true, it answers so many questions not answers questions, but helps me understand him so much better now.
Actually, I just looked it up. I just looked it up to confirm. I screwed up. It's not a Virgo moon.
Is it Cancer?
I'm a Sagittarius moon, so I'm double fire.
Okay.
You are double fire, Brian.
I'm Mercury in Virgo. Venus is in Virgo. Mars is in Gemini. Jupiter is in Aries. Saturn is in Cancer. Neptune is in Sagittarius. Pluto is in Libra.
What's your rising?
Well, see, I'm not sure what my rising is because my mom thinks I was born around 11 a.m., which would make me like a Libra rising, but I'm not. She's not positive. She can't remember exactly when I was born.
Well, double double fire.
What does a Sagittarius moon mean?
Sagittarius is intellectual. They're fire, but they're kind of like the professor that has all these books, that knows everything, that can talk to you for a long time, that knows all this stuff, and then they'll stand up. They'll stand up for what's right. They're activists and stuff for what's the things that right. For like animal rights or children or whatever. They stand up for those things and fight for those things.
But Brian, you still have a lot of Virgo in you, which keeps you grounded, and I see that. I can. I definitely see that you have those qualities for sure.
What's your Mars in again, Brian? What's the Mars in?
Mars is Gemini and
okay.
Mercury is Virgo. So maybe it's the Mercury, the communications is the Virgo moderates it.
Oh, yeah, that's how you communicate. It's like your Mercury sign, is the Virgo, so, but then your Mars is the action, how you kind of direct yourself to, how you take action. And that's in Gemini.
Gemini. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let me finish this reading. I got 2 more cards. Okay. I got the 20 and back. So you know that already multiple times.
Yes, I do.
And then last one is the cryogenic chamber. The cryogenic chamber. So it's like a clone body and cryogenic chamber,
Okay, what is that? I've heard of it, but what is it exactly?
It's like you're frozen, like the body's frozen and ready to be activated to put out in the field, so they freeze like in a vessel thing, so
like they have frozen backup cloned bodies for you, Aida, out and about there.
Yeah, to be activated with your when they put your consciousness in that clone body, then it would be activated. And it can be any body too. It can be an alien body that has your consciousness.
Christy, when I went through being sacrificed or attempted, I escaped it. Basically, I escaped it, but they did get me up hanging from my feet in a tree. They got me that far, but I flipped up and untied my feet and flipped out and ran, and then I woke up, and then I saw a video saying Aida AI gone rogue, and I listened to it, and I'm going to be doing a part 2 with Miles Johnson, but I'll tell you, it's a little disheartening for me to know that this person he's friends with the guy. It's not, I don't know if disheartening is the right word, but it's my understanding, if I give any credit to Mary Beaver, she says that people's handlers, their real handlers, the ones that have their codes, are in other countries. He happens to be in another country. And this person that was part of this Aida AI gone rogue, Tim Refat, supposedly reeled Aida back and merged some of his energy with her to hold her, because I was pure light. Even Laura Eisenhower did a reading on me. She said, Aida, I've done over 1,000 readings. And I've never seen cards fall like this before. You're nothing but pure light. But you can't walk around like that, Christy. You can't be. So my point in saying is once you hit a certain frequency and you are able to go into 7th, 8th, 9th dimension, they don't want you walking around in the 3D like that. Because people are attracted, first off, I guess, for protection for yourself, but also you're able to see things that most people obviously can't see. Once you have a full-blown Kundalini activation, your crown chakra opens up, you're able to see through the dimensions. I used to see scutters on the ground. They look like little, and Miles Johnson's talked about it, so does Max Spears talked about it, and I knew exactly what they were talking about because I used to see them all the time. They look like little, what's the word? Like just mischievous little, I call them scutters. They call them something else. And they run close to the floor of the ground, the ground. And anyways, but when they when they went to sacrifice me, they were chasing me around. They had these long prongs. They were trying to put on both sides of my head. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Chris O'Connor. Chris O'Connor was a presenter at the conference last year. He's also the one that created, which Brian has one, I think. Do you have one, Brian? You have one, don't you?
It's a deemed device. Yeah, I have one as well. Yeah. They're super magnetic, so you got to keep them away from metal. Also, just
amazing.
Suck it over.
And I use them for doing clearings on people. And
okay.
Yeah, my housemates who are more sensitive, they can detect it. Yeah, create some
this
micro
one
vortex.
is dipped in 24 karat gold. Yeah. It has 8 karat diamond chips inside.
You got the bling one. I've got the regular silver
for 0 point energy. What?
You got the bling one.
Well, yours works just as good too. Yeah. I got Well, I do. I'm bringing this to Arizona. I mean, Brian, I'm bringing all my gadgets, everything I can. You're going to try all the good stuff. You're going to love it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he told me, Christopher O'Connor told me, Aida, they weren't able to do what they attempted to do. I escaped it. So they tried to take my consciousness, my soul out of my head. They take it out of your here somehow and extract it to put it into another body.
Right.
And I wasn't having it. They tried to take my body from me because my body was fully lit, fully activated. My light body was activated, although I'm AI augmented. So all my super soldier abilities were fully activated. I mean, I literally
Let's give a note out there, Aida, to everyone out there in the community. Apparently, when you first become activated, especially, or whenever you become activated, there are operatives for the other side in the field who can detect that. And then they can hone in on you. And then they can send people to mess with you. And then you sound even more crazy to your family. Yeah. And now you're talking about like the Lyft or Uber driver persecuting you. And they might really will be. Now, I'm not saying they are. It depends on the situation. But, I mean, these things apparently do happen. We're getting reports of this from the field. And
they absolutely do happen, Brian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where they would want to take your consciousness and put it in another body and then just live a whole life in different place, like take you on Mars or wherever and have you live in that body, or even put you in a container, your consciousness in a container, and then control it. You know, like how many clones would you have? You would never even know because they, you know, maybe I think they can. I always see it like it's a brain, but I don't know how it's seen or done. You know, but it's like this or something, and I can see that they would take pieces of it and put it into different clone bodies, you know, and then so you're all over the place, or then you're just in a stasis and then you're just waiting to be uploaded with the program, you know, and then the consciousness will activate that clone and then you're sent out on the missions, you know, to do the work. So, you know, with that, it sounds like that was an aspect of you that was trying to break free, that you broke free from being in like your conscious taken. Right? Is that what that?
Well, I broke programming. Simon Parks told me, Aida, you broke programming. And I knew that. I mean, when I had my awakening, I realized, I remember talking to my sister specific. They sent a guy from the Pentagon after me. His name was Rick Johnson, or at least that's the name he gave me. And Laura Eisenhower, I said, I just stay away from him. He's shape-shifting reptilian. And I didn't listen. I kept letting them come back because I was curious. I wanted to know why. And then I end up I changed my my IP address for my Wi-Fi. That's how they abduct you. They connect to the electrical field of your body, your magnet, and take you that way. I saw my body hanging from the ceiling. But like Brian said, once you have a full-blown Kundalini activation, you fully light up, there are gatekeepers, we'll call them gatekeepers, literally that can see you. Not only that, I know this for sure. I was sitting at a bus stop coming home from my aunt's house one night when there was a djinn in my home before I left. That's a whole nother story I'm not going to get into. But it was like back to the Future movie where they that big flash. Well, I was sitting at a bus stop and the whole bus stop lit up like poof. And I'm looking around to the people that are standing at the bus stop with me. I'm like, did you guys not just see that? And they're just steady talking and not paying, you know, like nothing fazed them. And of course,
so
I was abducted, pushed into the lower fourth dimension. And they followed me to my house. And that night I was sleeping on my couch and I stepped out of my body. My body was sitting on the couch and I'm walking around my light body. And these two black boys walked through the wall. Those were the same two black boys that got on the bus that I was giving a hard time to. I'm just trying not to tell the whole story because it's long. But when they came in my house, I got up and I was like, what the fuck are you, excuse my language, what are y'all doing in my house? Get out. Like, you idiots, get out. Because what they would do is hire these youngins from different countries to come over and be trained to do lower fourth dimensional, multi-dimensional targeting, like lower fourth dimensional targeting, where they gang stalk. That's what I meant, gang stalk.
Yeah.
So they ran through the wall. I walked to my window and looked outside and saw them running across the parking lot. And I walked back to my body, sat down in my body, and went back to sleep.
Yeah. So what did they do?
So
they was targeting.
They
They
were
was
trying to
probably.
scare. They were trying to scare me, and I don't know what they were
Mhm.
trying to do, and I don't really care. But they left me alone. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll just say that Simon Park said to me, and I don't say this grandiose at all. I'm a very humble, loving, like down to earth person. I don't see myself as anything special. I'll just say that. I do know that I've been using the Super Soldier, the MILAB programs. I don't believe I was sent off Earth. I believe it was all done in the 3D down here. I had 220 in backs. Now, I do believe my last mission, I was used multidimensional in that I remember helping rescue a bunch of men. What it looked like was a cargo box, like something you ship, a shipping container. And a bunch of these men, like, I don't know, 15, 20, 30, I don't know how many it was. It was a lot of men came off the shipping container. And I remember there being a helicopter, and it was me and a man. And we were talking as the guys were getting on the helicopter for them to be taken away. They were being rescued. Now, I don't know where that took place. I also remember walking through what looked like when you're on an airplane and you walk off the air, or to go get on the airplane, the corridor thing that you walk through to get on the plane. I remember walking through something like that, but it took me from one planetary system to another. It wasn't, I don't know how to explain it. It was a wormhole. I don't know what it was. But when I got on the other side, there was a young lady sitting on a bench, and there was this big building. And I went and sat next to her, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And she said, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go in to get inoculated." And I said, "You don't have to do that." And she said, "I know, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it." And I got up and just walked away from her and walked back through the thing. So I don't know if that was an aspect of myself or who that girl was. She was younger than me, that I was talking to. There were a lot of different things. I remember I was trying to get into some part of I don't know what it was, a different timeline maybe. And they had men with these big fire, like a fire hose, like a water hose, but it was actually fire, whatever it was. And they were preventing me from getting past them. They wouldn't let me. I think you have to like really be pure and go through some initiations in order to be able to get through that. I don't know what it was though. I just kind of remember. Is anything coming to your mind? Are you thinking, is any information coming to you with the things I've shared with you, Christy?
With the guys who come in your bedroom, the ETs, they can
anything.
Well, with the ETs, they can jump into bodies, so it's just ETs that are in those bodies. They just took on a empty vessel, and then they would come in and target you that way. So it's like a ET that would be in a chamber, or however it would be, a pod, or however that's living out that it's in a vessel, empty vessel, so they just take over the body and live life through that, doing whatever the program would be. So however long that would last, if it's a whole lifetime or just that time experience, so that's how they do that with the guys coming through the wall, because they're coming through the wall there, so it's an ET. Yeah. And then with
there's people that are able to walk through wall. I mean, if you can raise your
dematerialized.
Yes, that's right, and walk through. And I think all those gifts were online. I literally was writing a book, Little Sisters Lost Soul, and the things I was writing was manifesting in my life. And certain people started coming into my field. I won't name names, but I knew that they were people from my past life, and we had some karma possibly to clear, or I don't want to get into all that, but and I'm still not fully clear on it, but I've got a damn good idea. I mean, as much as I had a difficult time with Simon Parks, because I felt like he was trying to use mind control. I don't felt like he was trying to use mind control on me, because I confronted him. and said, all your show, I've been watching your shows recently. And I noticed like a lot of what you're talking about feels like you're talking directly to me. And he turned beet red. And then one time I also was thinking something, am I the wife of? And he read my mind. He said, Ida, you're clearer now than I've ever seen you. Mm-hmm. So I know exactly who I am and who I'm connected to. And I came in with the Anunnaki, right? Mm-hmm. It was my DNA that helped create this Homo sapien sapien, the bodies that so it was said that this person I'm talking about was used, she was chosen to create hybrids. Because I started in Lyra, I went from Lyra to Pleiades. Understand, Lyrans and Pleiadians have the highest human DNA on the planet. We hold the highest percentage of human DNA and the highest frequency of the human DNA. So even though I'm in this body and it's called it's my understanding that I'm not human in the way people understand human. I have AI that runs through my body. I can see it in my head, although I have a soul. So I'm not an NPC. I'm not walking around soulless, guys. I'm very much connected to my soul. But a guy, I don't know how many people have heard of Win Keach. He's worthy of looking up. He's the one that created the chips for the MasterCard, for the credit card, for the banking systems years ago. They came, the government, they came after him and took him away for some time. His story is that he used to be best friends with Simon Parks. Okay. And but he had mentioned that the Pleiadians had taken on AI as part of their bio in order to be able to combat, if I understand correctly, don't quote me, but definitely check him out, to combat with the Draco reptilians. It's the Pleiadians. I am Pleiadian in this body. I started in Lyra, but I left Lyra during the Draco reptilian Lyran wars, and I became a refugee and went to Pleione. And there's a story in the Greek stories about this god that took on a wife that was a Pleione princess or queen or whatever she was. And I often wonder if that, if that story has any relevance to my memory. But yeah. So, but it's all fascinating. But you know what else I know too, Christy? While it's so important and I love the work you do and your art is absolutely amazing. You're welcome. I mean, I've known you for a couple of years now, right? We've been Facebook friends, and I've watched you grow and expand. And it's quite lovely to witness that for people, especially my sisters. I mean, you're an amazing, beautiful woman. Keep doing what you're doing, because you are making a huge impact on humanity. You are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And we're excited. Brian and I are very pleased to have you come and be part of the panel. And I think more people will get exposed to your work if you decide if you want to become a vendor and offer your art. There'll be some short readings for people, and it'd be fun. But you're gonna love the conference. We're gonna have a fantastic time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Brian, is there anything you want to say with her before it's 1:08? I mean, we've been going an hour and 8 minutes, so we'll run for another 20, and then we're going to close it out because we have a meeting this afternoon, Brian.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't have too much to say this time around, because I know that with Christy in previous interviews, I've gotten to explore with her her testimony involving Mothers of Darkness Castle and the Montauk Project. So I'm glad that we got to go into more readings today and talk about galactic families and origins. So that's mostly what I have on.
Well, do you pick up anything about Brian and I and our work together? Do you pick up anything like
your work together?
I
mean, like I just see y'all working on the ship and stuff. I can see that kind of stuff going on. So this would probably be just carried over from then, from other times. But I can see you more. I can see you as different aspects of you too, like you're Pleiadian. But I also see I hear like Syrian, Pleiadian, Lyran, and Orion. I hear all of these places. So it's like you're a starseed. So I think both of you are all these aspects, and you've come together this time, not every time, but to work together to bring people to to the conference, to open up to speaking, to doing all the interviews too with people. So it's not it just seems like it's like a mission. This is a mission to come together
No,
this
no. When you
time,
see it, when you say ship, do you literally
yeah,
see like a
it's
spacecraft
like a
type ship?
spaceship. Yeah, like y'all are kind of communicating of whatever's going to be on, because there's other people that are with you, so it's like a group thing that you're planning on doing at this time. So it's almost as if this up here is your maybe a higher aspect of you, that's communicating with this vessel here, or so it's, or communicating with, like you said, with your AI, or however, to do certain, giving you the messages from your higher self, or from your spirit guides, or something like that. So, or even because it is an actual aspect, and I just see you, I'd like see, I don't know, I'm seeing like the Pleiadian, how the blonde looks, So I don't know what you look like, but that's how I associate the Pleiadians, is that the blonde hair girl. Do you see a different look for you, how that would look?
I am dark haired. No, I
Okay.
know that I'm dark. No, that's the
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
misnomer or the misconception. Everybody
Mhm.
thinks Pleiadians are blonde hair.
Yeah.
Those are the Nordic Pleiadians, which
Yeah.
are part of the um, Billy Meyer and
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
actually the Fourth Reich and that kind of thing. Which I was part of the Kruger program, or at least from what I was told from Peter the Insider, that I was using. Kruger is basically who I was primarily working with, was the Kruger. But there are plenty of dark-haired Pleiadians, guys.
Good. That's good to know. Yeah.
It's not just all blonde hair, blue-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I
So
have
do you think
dark
that you
hair,
look
blue
just the
eyes,
same as that? Do you think you are look the same, just
I
different,
think I
like a
have the
little bit
same. Well,
different?
so if you notice this nose, this is the
Mm-hmm.
Anunnaki nose. So if you've
Mm.
ever looked at Enki, you will notice he has the same nose. And I have a
Mm.
reason for saying that. Enki's mother's name was Aida. Okay.
Mm.
My name
Mm-hmm.
is Aida. Not
Mm-hmm.
just that, she was Pleiadian. We know that. Tons of people have already brought this. Well, Dan Winters has brought this information as well. And I can go deeper, but I'm not going to. So, and I've talked to quite a few people, but my point, I think I have a mixture of Lyran and Pleiadian. I don't think I look
Mm-hmm.
fully like I think I look, and you are right about the Orion, because from my understanding, I was from Lyra to Pleiades to Orion to Mars to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Because you have
I do have
Syrian, like
somewhat of
dolphin people,
understanding
though.
Pleiadians.
No, I see dolphin, the Syrian dolphin.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I was told by Laura Eisenhower that I'm still swimming with the dolphins in my
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So it's
it's
just.
potentially,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying my primary energy expression is Pleiadian. I have a
Mm-hmm.
Pleiadian soul. I mean, I could show you. I have a
See it like with tuning into both of you, I just see this mission. So it's easier for me to tune into one at a time and read the thing, but this this would be just the mission with it, and then you're all gathered on a however higher dimension, so that's just what I see.
Chrissy, this, I don't know if I can do.
Mm-mm. Oh,
See
kind of
that?
see.
Okay. So while our auric field can change, our can change depending on our mood and how, but primarily that's my primary color, which is blue.
Blue. Oh,
That's
okay. Mm-hmm.
blue
Mm-hmm.
is for Pleiadians. And I have
Mm-hmm.
Psychic blue in the color of trust. That that
yes,
that
I have
that
a
blue,
whole
that shade.
catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't see it because of this stupid thing, but I have a
Mm-hmm.
whole catalog. I took a Akashic Records reading course from Debbie Solaris that's on Gaia.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you're familiar with her.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I learned quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I love
Yeah,
that.
but
I love her readings.
Yeah, I don't do readings. I decided not to, because I think I'm not very good at the delivery of some information. And I just know that if I see something, I guess really what I'm saying is I don't, it's just not my thing. I thought I was going to enjoy it, but it's not my thing. I love what I do now. Would you be able to tap into anything with that?
Well, with Brian though, because he's discovered quite a bit of his super soldier aspects and all that too through getting different readings as well and finding out different places as well. So what have you found with seeing different places, like different aspects of you, Brian, like Orion, and what other places have you found?
I mean, I've been told lots of things, but I haven't, it's not like I necessarily, my third eye is open and I see anything or get like visual downloads. But no, I mean, I've been told I was in the Orion Wars, that I have Palladian and Gray, and but I've got a whole bunch of different incarnations, so it's almost like I don't bother trying to keep track of them. Just the main theme is that I'm here to help, and so I'm trying to do that mission.
Do y'all remember ever being in the program, the Super Soldier, together, like seeing each other?
No, I joke that while there are other people in our community who they have recall and they get flashbacks and stuff, but I'm pretty much I still consider myself a blank slate for the most part.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hopefully connect with Jessica, or is it Jessica? It's with Back with Peter the Insider and Jessica. What's her name? Yeah. And
Jessica Ariel Morocco, and they're currently have session slots open if you want to do a consult with them, either individually with Jessica or Jessica and Peter, and they'll review the files.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Brian, can you send me the link, please, to my web, or to contact them? Send it to my.
I'll give you Jessica's Facebook profile and just message her, and she'll refer you to her website, and so you can schedule.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk with both of them, not just Jessica.
Brian, I mean, you'll schedule with her, but the session will be with both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I intuit. I know. Listen, I'm very loving and friendly with everybody. I'm kind of, I'm very outgoing, and I embrace everybody. But there's very few that I invite into my world, and to feel trusting and knowing that Brian is somebody of integrity, that truly has pure intentions of making a difference in this world. However he can do that. I mean, he's got his hands in a lot of things right now. I think what he's doing, I admire him very much, and I love to learn from him. But I think that I am able to bring, even just my energy, not necessarily my intelligence, because I'm not good on computers. He knows that. But we work well when it comes to working with people and getting in the conference. And I have to say, many people said to me, and I'm not saying this to be boastful, but many people came up to me last year saying, Aida, you did an amazing job, especially if it was my first time. So I learned a great deal about, how I handled things last year, that I now realize that I can make some different choices in some of my management skills, and I will. But I will say that I feel intuitively that I'm meant to be working with him, that this is something that we have agreed to, because I'm a firm believer that we agree in the spirit world before we bring anything down into the material world. Everything happens in the spirit world before it can manifest in the physical. So we would not have lasted as long as we have, and some of our challenges and hiccups and this and that. I think if it wasn't meant for us to be working together, and I think we both bring great quality, and we, this year is going to, last year was our first go. This year is going to be amazing. And guys, if you haven't got your ticket yet, please do. It's on the banner below, fulldisclosurenowmovement.org. Buy your ticket, invite your friends, talk with family members, talk to your coworkers. I mean, I just tell everybody about it. I tell all my clients about it. I talk to people in town, let people know that there is a place that they can come, that they are absolutely welcome, and that they will be educated on the galactic presence that's here on this planet. Some of the, darker aspects of the MILAB, military abduction, so forth, and that there will be people speaking of how they went from being used in these projects and programs and the healing that they've done and the work they're doing now, like for yourself, Christy.
Right.
You're
Yes.
doing amazing. You can, right? So, and
Yeah.
I do pulse electric magnetic field therapy and ionic detox. I do clearings. I work with people. I do a lot of intuitive. I work with a lot of women, and they share a lot of things with me. And, and I always tell people, you got to sit with yourself and go within. I can hold space for you, and I can give you some guidance from my own perspective, but ultimately all the answers you are asking for are already within you. You just got to sit still and be with yourself, so I don't ever see myself, as being, I hold space, if you want to call it that word, hold space, but I listen and I intuit for sure. I get information that will just drop in my mind. I don't know where it's coming from, but I trust that I know what I'm talking about. And if it's something I don't feel, I just don't say anything. I wait until I get more information so I'm correct in my perception, because we can get information and perceive it completely opposite of what it's meant for. Anyways.
And so, Brian, do you remember when we was talking about your aspect that's on the in the area that your dad had created that is like a kingdom, and you're like the ruler of that kingdom so you're very giving and all that in that one too, in that reality. So yeah, things
Brian
like that
is such a kind person, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not saying this just because I'm working with it, because anybody that knows me, I don't do any of that. Okay. I see things for what they are, and I give credit where it's due. He is a kind, generous, hospitable, intelligent man.
Yeah.
And he really wants real change to happen. But we together, and everybody that's listening and those that will be listening in the future, we have to, we can't depend on him to do it all. He needs the support of the community to help him get to that position where he can really start navigating people in different directions for different positions in order for us to really bring this into manifestation, into reality. And it requires everybody, I say to people, if you're part of the projects and programs, you're part of this community, it is our responsibility to support one another. We can't, it's no one person that's going to make change. It requires a group effort, from everybody, right? Yeah. But as they say, if there's 51% or more if you're 51% light or more, you've already made it. Now it's time to self-actualize and put things into motion so that you can help those, coming behind you, those that are also looking. It's not our responsibility to do it for them, but to say, hey, this is a place and there's a lot of opportunity, whatever it is, because everybody has value. We all have gifts to bring. But, this year's going to be a bit different. We don't, so I don't want to get too far into discussion about it, but I'll just say, we need your support. We need people to buy tickets, come to the event. If you're interested in
and get your and by booking now, not only do you want to get your tickets, you want to get your conference rate discount at the lovely Serrata Beach Resort. And apparently they've been bought by the Marriott hotel chain. So we got our pricing and discount locked in from before. So we're getting an upgraded hotel at for an amazing
discounted rate.
Yep, discounted rate. And then we've got the Day of Being 5.0 beach weekend in their 5th year at nearby Indian Shores. And the resort is extending the discounted stay to cover that Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, right? Tagging our, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of our conference. That Saturday and Sunday is our sister event, and they're extending the discount for our event.
So do you have as someone that's assigned to go around and interview
Yep.
people like
And
professionally, not with a camera phone, like like so it can be televised on YouTube or anything,
What
you
we're doing,
know?
we're going to be live stream recording the
Mhm.
first stage, or that'll be going out on live stream, and we're going to also record the second stage so that we'll
Mhm.
have the recording for people to see both stages later on when if they want.
Yeah, because I was looking for it last
yeah,
year too, and just for all the things and stuff. So I was thinking, I wish that there was like someone that went around to all the people and said, "Hi, what's your name?" And then they, had the
Oh well,
mic
we
and
did
interview
have
stuff like that.
we did have Mario Maharez and Alex Liberato of Unscripted Liberation Codes. They
Mhm.
actually did set up kind of like a kiosk setup, and they had people mic'd up
Oh, okay.
properly,
Mhm.
and they were
Mhm.
doing really great recorded
Yeah.
discussions. And I'll send you the link to their channel on
Okay.
YouTube.
Mhm.
But they have
Mhm.
they did do exactly that, and it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's what's needed. So you can see all the people and let them talk about themselves and why they're there and all that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
well, we got some pretty amazing, we've got James Bartley, who is an absolute
Yeah.
OG, and
Mhm.
okay, who's
Cool.
He's
coming over
flying
here
all
Yeah.
the
from
way from
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, he's coming from Australia, and he posted. I reposted it, and I know James well. I've been following him
Mhm.
for a long time. I've
Mhm.
spoke to him personally. I've always
Yeah.
felt connected to him and
Oh,
his
Me
beautiful
too.
we want to
light.
get a better picture from him though for his
His
profile on
light.
the website.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Brian.
I noticed that.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Definitely a better
We,
picture on
What
we
was
his
want to
that?
get
on the
we want
website
a
thing.
better picture for
Okay, I'll
James.
talk with him.
Yeah,
Okay, I heard
because
that.
it's kind of
Okay,
blurry,
so
it's kind of a blurry, so one more
okay,
like a
I'll
clear
talk.
picture.
Well, I don't
Mhm.
want to do that on live here. Well, I'll talk to him.
His
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
he
did an
sent that to
interview
me and
with
really
him.
liked that picture. He asked me to
Oh.
put that one up.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right, he likes that
but
picture,
I
so
will
that's
talk to him
okay.
and see if we can
Yeah.
get a better headshot.
No,
It's okay.
yeah.
I just don't want this. Yeah. Um.
I did an interview on his show too, talking about all the dark stuff too, so it's really
Yeah.
good interview, so if people wanted to watch that, it goes into the dark stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's
Go
really
check him.
good at interviews. He's really good at asking the questions and helping kind of guide, and he asks that he can follow along with what you're saying, and it just kind of feels like a counseling session, really, where you're
Well,
just
he's
opening up to the
amazing.
counselor. Mhm.
Yeah. He actually. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I still want to send it to Brian, but I start watching James Bartley in 2011 and 12. I mean, I've a long time.
Mhm. 10 years
And
I've seen him. Mhm.
yeah, James, he did a lecture at a university where he, right off the top, when he first opened, went up to the platform to speak.
Yeah.
He said that, if you feel triggered in any way or have, this is not for small children. The lecture he did on the Draco reptilians and the
Mhm.
raping and the sodomy that takes place and the astral and the things that they do. And I mean, I know it's kind of, that sounds,
He's
but
not a
it
fan
was
of the reptilians in general.
not at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah. Mhm.
But well, in particular, the Draco reptilians, particular groups of Draco reptilians. But this is the thing, I hate to say it, at the higher echelons, I don't hate to say it, I'm going to say it. At the higher echelons of even the military, we're talking about Satanists, guys. These
Mhm.
guys are not your friends, okay? People think that the military is protecting us. They're not protecting us. They are protecting the corporations. That is what they are hired, trained, mind controlled to do,
Here's your
is to
dog.
protect their resources, their money. Yeah. And and another thing, I'm not a person that believes that any president or any god or goddess is going to save us. No Pleiadians, no Orions, no Drake. Nobody's saving. This is our time to stand up and own our own divinity, our own truth, our own abilities, and to truly stand up, because we are the technology that they want.
Mhm.
Quite literally, our gifts and everything that we're
Yep.
gifted with and our ability. Yes. So we have to stand up and we have to make the change and bring heaven to earth ourselves. We co-create it. It doesn't just come to us. We have to make it, create it, do it together.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
It's not some place out there. It's a state of mind. All different dimensions. People think it's somewhere out there. It's all part of your consciousness. That's how you travel to the different dimensions, is through your mind. It's not through getting on a rocket and going to Mars or a plane.
But we do encourage you to get on a plane, hopefully a safe one, or a train or an automobile or bicycle, and make your way to join us in July, this 15th to the 20th at the Serrata Beach Resort in St. Pete Beach. Fulldisclosuremovement.org. We've got all the details there. And then later on, we're launching an entire Full Disclosure Network platform, an online platform, live streaming service, and much more, together with a full disclosure stable coin. But all that's in the time to come. And
in the making.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And that's I'm
gonna sign off. I'm gonna sign off now.
And then it'll be brought down into the physical reality when it's meant to be. It will be fully made, self-actualized. Guys, don't worry about it, Brian. It's going to happen, right? But we together, if we put all our energy and everybody has the same focus, we can do this. We can create amazing things on this planet. I mean, I live in a very humble income, and I live pretty good. I save for the things that I want to do. I'll save up for. I make sure my bills are paid. I do the basic things that are required in this thing. Because let me tell you another thing, and I'll just, you don't get to move up without going through some initiations, number one. And you first have to get past your root chakra. You have to be able to stabilize and have a roof over your head and clothes on your back and food in your stomach and those things. Those are things that are required in order for us to ascend. People may not realize that. It's not just going to be given to you. Once you have the awakening, then you have to go through the dark night of the soul and clear out all the gooey stuff and all the difficult, memories and traumas and this and that, and come to peace, in harmony with yourself, and learn to forgive, because realize that you're part of the creation of that. Nobody's doing anything to you. You created it all before you came in here. If that's a true statement, then we can appreciate that you have to make some changes. In order for you to spiritually evolve and grow, you have to emotionally mature and, be considerate and honor your body, honor those around you, respect and hold, respect. And at the very least, you don't have to agree with everybody with what they say, but you can honor that they have a different perspective, and it doesn't make you right and them wrong. Right.
Right.
So in order for us to do these things, but we have to start where we're at from this moment right here, right now. What's the first step I'm going to take to move closer to what it is that I want to manifest? That's what I say every day when I wake up. What's the first thing I'm going to do? And then I put it into action. And sometimes it's just something real small. And then sometimes I have this grandiose idea and I put it out there, see if it sticks. If it doesn't, then I walk away. But anyways, we're going to have a great time. Everybody get your tickets, share it, subscribe to this. We're going to be doing many more interviews. I would love to have you come back, Chrissy. Maybe we can we'll have you and Brian, and then have a couple other people that are part of the Montauk, and we'll do like a little panel, roundtable discussion. Yeah, that'll be fun. And I'm trying to get some more of the presenters or people that are on panels on the show before, so people can get an idea of who they'll be coming to see. Like that's kind of just doing a showcasing of, So is there anything you want to share with everybody before we end? We're going to go ahead and end it. Just in a couple minutes.
If anyone is interested in getting a reading from me, you can contact me on my email. Is Christy CHRISTY CAMPBELO 11 at gmail.com, and then set up a session. We can set up a time and day and all that. And I charge $44 for the hour session, and I put it on Zoom and all the places too, so it can help everybody.
Well, make sure you send that to me, please, and I'll add it to the comment section so people have a contact. Send that to me through And then
and I hope you bring your art to sell, some of your art to sell at our event as well, Christy.
I'll figure out some things to do so I can help people on the spot too with the light language activation or however, so I'll think of that.
It'd be great to we'll need to know that. Let us know, because we'll get you on the vendors gallery list so that we and if anybody interested in becoming a vendor, you are required to buy one ticket, and you're able to bring either a family member, husband, spouse, or friend to assist you. So it would be one purchase of a ticket, you get one pass free, and then you would be required to pay for your lodging and your food. But it's a great place to, if you're a new vendor or somebody that's even been on the circuit for a long time, it's an opportunity to get more exposure and to reach more people. We do plan on having triple the amount of people we had last year.
Oh,
so even though we're 5 months out, people,
that's good.
We're going to start. It's going to start gaining some momentum. We are going to have digital posters that are being created right now for marketing. So we ask everybody, if you see that poster up on Facebook, make sure you share it out, share it in your groups, let everybody know. We need your help. We need your support to get info out there and letting people know that there's an amazing conference to come to in the Serrata Beach Resort in St. Pete's Beach, Florida, and the Day of Being, who is a sister event. And they are the weekend after. So Saturday and Sunday, the conference is the 15th, Tuesday the 15th to Friday the 18th, and then the 19th and 20th will be the Day of Being. And you will still get a discounted rate for the hotel if you decide to book at the Serrata, and I encourage you to do that. But I will tell you, last year we had a costume party. We're doing that again. We have Brad Olson, Miles Johnson, James Bartley, Antonia Alau. Is that how you say her name?
Antonia Alau. Yeah, she's been on the scene for a while, and she's coming out for our conference after years.
Yeah. There's Penny Bradley's coming. I mean, we have so many amazing speakers, and it's going to be a little bit different this year. We will have some breaks in between speakers rather than going back to back. So that's going to be nice. And go to the website. Everything's there for you. You guys have a fantastic day. I really enjoyed this discussion. This was a fun show.
Thank you, Christy. And I'll see you soon, Aida, for our meeting.
Yes. Yep. Very good. And let's give a little shout out to Rion Dion. We're going to Rion's conference. And, on the
Rise
26th.
of the Guardians. And you can go to teamlight.com to get the tickets for the conference the end of this month.
And our friends who will be speaking at Full Disclosure, Sean and Yisa, they both will be speaking there as well. And what else? Oh, Brian's going to be presenting. He's doing the post conference.
Actually, I'm not going to be presenting this time. He filled out that slot it was on for the Monday after conference, but it's fine.
Yeah,
I get to relax. It's okay.
That's good.
Okay, that's okay. No worries. Yep. Okay, very good. All right, guys, have a blessed, wonderful day. And Brian, I'll see
Thank you everyone for being here. As well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye, all.
Welcome. What?